ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೆಳಗಿರಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಪುಟ್ಟ, ಕರಿತೀನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ.
ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಮು ಯಾರು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಮೇಡಮ್, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಮೇ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಹಲೋ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನಿತಾ ಎನ್ ರಾವ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಪರಿಚಿತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವೈದ್ಯರು. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಖೆಯ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಸಹ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕಾರಿ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ತಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಕೊಪ್ಪದ ಆದರ್ಶ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅರವಳಿಕೆ ತಜ್ಞರಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನಿತಾ ಎನ್ ರಾವ್.
Thank you, Dr. Madhusudan. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope we are still in the afternoon. Yeah. Post-lunch session, so possibly there is less attendance. So I will not allow you to sleep also. Just 15 to 20 minutes I'm going to take. So I think you can concentrate. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the IMA Davangere members for hosting this Women Doctors Conference, and I thank IMA KSB for giving me an opportunity to highlight on the IMA schemes. So Indian Medical Association, Karnataka State Branch. Here, it works in 3 levels. National IMA, next. National headquarters, state branch, and the local branch. Why I am highlighting the functioning structures of IMA is, I would like to tell the welfare schemes where it is possible to avail these schemes only if you are the life member of IMA. So I would like to tell, like, for example, now the IMA is, Indian Medical Association is one of the largest NGO in Asia, having more than 1,750 branches and 3 lakhs members. And even Karnataka state also has more than 175 branches, but unfortunately we have only 30,000 members. So why this disparity is there? So hereby I would like to take an opportunity to say that make all your doctors the members of IMA, irrespective of whatever branch they belong to. The next slide. The mutual benefit schemes, KPPS, Karnataka Profession Protection Scheme, and the Karnataka Social Security Scheme, and the Karnataka State Health Scheme. All these 3 schemes, the one protects your profession, another protects your family, and the third protects your health. And all these schemes are on mutual benefit for the doctors, by the doctors, and to the doctors. So the first and foremost, I would like to talk about the IMA Karnataka Professional Protection Scheme. Already Dr. Madhusudan has highlighted the importance of new scheme. So here, it's important to accept the fact that no matter however good we are and how hard we try, there will be bad outcomes, and unfortunately for all the bad outcomes, we are not responsible. It is not the lack of good care. Bad outcomes are the bread and butter of malpractice and wrongful litigation. So if there is a bad outcome, you might be sued whether or not you did anything wrong. Most doctors call it as a crisis, saying that they are retiring early because of it or altering their practice. Surprisingly, the risk of being sued for medical malpractice has little to do with your how many mistakes a doctor makes. See, you can see the person who is very skilled doctor gets sued a lot, whereas the other doctors who make lots of mistakes, they will never be sued. In 2016, National Law of University Bangalore, there is a whooping rise of 400% in cases related to medical negligence filed in consumer court. 10 to 15% of the cases are only genuine, and 85% of the cases are left to defend for themselves. Majority are due to improper consent or inadequate documentation. Supreme Court awarded, this is the important case, Kunal Saha versus Amri Hospital. Supreme Court awarded 5.6 crores as compensation, and the case took for 15 long years and 6% interest for 15 years, which costed around 11.41 crores. Possibly even after practicing for 25 to 30 years, you may not be able to accumulate that much amount. So what is it? IMA KPPS, and how it is going to help you. IMA KPPS is a mutual concept scheme of IMA Karnataka State Branch to financially safeguard medical practitioners against legal costs and claims for compensation by the patients in case of legal law. Protection against CPA awards and professional negligence, and fight litigations at district, state, as well as national consumer forum. It provides protection up to 1 crore. Only IMA KPPS members will be covered and not the hospital he is attached. Here you have to be very careful. Only the doctors are covered. In case of labs and diagnostic centers, only the pathologists and the microbiologists will be covered. The KPPS undertakes to offer its members services of panel advocates for their defense and bear the legal expenses. If member wishes to have independent lawyers, one has to take prior permission from the managing committee, and the fee as per IMA KPPS rules will be given to the lawyer. Whenever a member gets legal notice for any alleged negligence in the management of his patient, how you should proceed? First, he has to contact the KPPS office with a copy of complaint which he has received. Most of the times what happens, if there is any negligence, the doctor will try to compromise with the patients, because the people and the society around make the doctors so much harassed that you have to compromise and just avoid the further consequences. But instead, if you receive any legal notice, if you directly approach the KPPS office, then the next will be done, everything will be done by the KPPS office. The office in turn will go through the same and send him list of advocates to help him in the matter and request him to select any one advocate of them. They have a list of advocates out of which whoever is comfortable, whoever is near to your place, you can select. After receiving the letter of selection of advocate from the member, the office will write to the member approving the same and write a separate letter to the advocate concerned to help the member. The member in turn will contact the advocate with all the papers to discuss the case. Here, you are supposed to keep ready the photocopies of outdoor and indoor case papers, photocopies of investigation done, and the treatment given. The member is requested to be in constant touch with the advocate and the office during the course of all the legal proceedings against him. What is the yearly premium? Now, how to go ahead with KPPS? The yearly premium will be calculated, as Dr. Madhusudan said just now. It will be depending on all the expenses incurred in the previous financial year divided by number of active members plus rupees 500 renewal fee. So I think you all are going regularly, you are going through the IMA focus regularly. I think now it is 3,700 if I am right. The official issue demand notice to all the members of the scheme regarding the renewal, other fees and dues to be paid, and shall be communicated on or before 1st April of that year. Every year you may need to pay rupees 500. Hospitals will not be covered. All the doctors have to become the members of the IMA KPPS. In case if you are appointing other doctors as the consultants in your nursing homes or your corporate sector, those doctors also need to enter into IMA KPPS. The member cannot hold more than one membership of the scheme at a time. If a member is having attachment, the scheme will cover only the member and not the hospital to which he or she is attached once again. And members of the scheme having nursing homes and calling consultants for providing treatment to their patients or admitting their patients of other doctors shall see that those doctors are also insured with the scheme. Eligibility. Should be a life member of IMA. This is compulsory. And should have registered in Karnataka Medical Council, including his PG degrees or diplomas. There is a time like the doctors who were MBBS in 1970s and 80s, they have not yet registered their post-graduation degrees. That's compulsory. Membership becomes effective from the date of realization of check or DD or electronic transfer at the bank. This is very, very important. There is no lock-in period. The moment you become the member, this IMA KPPS, you are eligible. So, this is the last thing. IMA KPPS prepares you for unseen risks, keeps your practice running, keeps your assets safe, pay your legal costs, and boost your confidence, which is more important. The forms are available in the IMA Focus also, in the website also, where you can just scan the QR code and download the forms. And as doctor said, you can do it online also nowadays. And yeah. Now you can see, now it is total amount is 3,700 and mandatory annual subscription fee is only rupees 500. And the office is at Bangalore, first floor of IMA House, AV Alur Venkatrao Road, Chamarajpet, Bangalore. It is managed by our chairman, Dr. Madhusudan Karignar. So now, after this, I'm going to talk about Karnataka Social Security Scheme. This is one of the best scheme the doctors can avail. It is for the mutual benefit. As I said already, are we living longer? We all feel because we are doctors, we are fit. We know all the consequences. We get our blood tests done regularly. But the life expectancy of doctors is 59 years as compared to 67.9 years of an average person in India. And the reason you all know. We have the ability to financially protect our loved ones after we are gone, yet an alarming number of people don't take the necessary steps. The last thing you want your loved ones to go through after mourning your losses, harassment from the creditors and debt collectors. The loss of a spouse or loved one often means a dramatic change in the family finances. IMA KSS is a good, affordable way to create financial security for your family. It ensures financial stability for your loved ones in case of an unfortunate event. IMA Karnataka Social Security Scheme was started in 1989 and established in 1991-1992. Pioneers in India, and there is a new scheme, the so-called Silver Jubilee Scheme, which was introduced in 2015. So what is it? A group of people sharing common profession with a common motto or interest in securing one's family by contributing money to the bereaved family with the concept of mutuality. New Silver Jubilee Scheme. Yeah. Now, I'll explain. If you enter into the IMA KSSS in the initial age, like when you are below 30 or between 13 to 35 years, every year the admission fee is very less, 11,700 for the old scheme, and once you enter 55 to 60, it becomes 36,700, and even fee for the Silver Jubilee scheme is 22,700, and once you are between 55 to 60, it becomes 57,700, and I think we take only up to the age of 60 years. It includes subscription, registration, membership contribution, AFC in Silver Jubilee scheme, group accident benefit also you can avail. So here there is a lock-in period. If you become the member of IMA KSS, the same year if something unfortunate event happens, your family cannot claim. 2 years from the date of joining, and one can become member for both the schemes, but they have to file separate applications. Every year, death fraternity contribution, what we say as DFC, has to be paid. How it is calculated? For the old scheme, it is 1,000 into number of deaths in the previous year. For the Silver Jubilee scheme, it is 2,500 into number of deaths in the previous year. Notices will be sent to all the members from the month of April every year, and see that you pay your IMA KSS every year so that you will not be able to avail it later. Terminated members will lose all the benefits. Death benefit amount to be to the bereaved family. How it is calculated? 1,000 into active members in the old scheme. So at present it is the number of members 1,700 and into 1,000. So the family is immediately given 17 lakhs. Another Silver Jubilee scheme, it is 2,500 into number of active members in the new scheme. That comes to around 40 lakhs. And the payment, as usual, you know, if the death occurs in a family, the family members struggle a lot to get the money, whether it is insurance or whatever it is. But here, the members of IMA KSS will come to your doorstep and they do the payment. Within a week, it will be settled. Additional benefit during COVID-19, you might have heard about it. There was waive off of lock-in period which was there for 2 years. Immediately, if the death occurs due to COVID-19, the family was immediately paid, and the death claim benefit also increased to 1.5 times. Blank aita? Sorry. It applies to members who have joined recently, not completed lock-in period, and new members who are joining henceforth in both the schemes. The lock-in period is 2 years. Yes. Recently given death benefit amount is around rupees 92 lakhs. So nothing is impossible. Change your thoughts. You can change the world. Registered office, as I said, is in Hubli, and Dr. Yoganand Reddy is the chairman as of now. Now the last one, Karnataka State Health Scheme. Here, are we healthy? Doctors have traditionally neglected their own health in favor of their many professional and personal obligation. The culture of medicine promotes the belief that doctors are never ill. To provide financial assistance to the life members of IMA KSB, those who enroll as the members of IMA KSHS, his but her spouse, children, parents, also in the event of their hospitalization and management of the disease, they can also claim KSHS if they become the members. It's a mutual benefit scheme, and for the IMA life members, and their families. So eligibility is life member of IMA KSB. The member's spouse, children and parents are covered, and there is a hitch there below the age of 85 years at the time of joining. Health scheme has no medical cost. All the existing diseases are covered. Parents, spouse and children can be enrolled, as I said, and age limit is 85. Yearly payment is very low as compared to any insurance companies. Claims can be obtained from other policies also at the same time, and benefits is covered only for the allopathic treatment. And here there is a lock-in period. Now the founder members are over, that is for 6 months. Now below the age of 65 years, it is 12 months. And above the age of 65 years, it is 2 years. No family package. Every individual has to enroll. Claims, this you have to take into account. It is not cashless. You have to reimburse, produce the bills within 60 days from the date of discharge, and maximum benefit in 1 year is 2 lakhs. 75% of total amount or as capping price. Member can claim in fraction maximum 2 lakhs in a year. Benefit not claimed, no carryover. Benefit claimed, no extra premium next year. So this is how it is working. Children below 25 years, it is rupees 4,366 for first year, and later on it is 3,540. Below the age of 85, it is 15,104, and next year it will be 10,620. It's very less as compared to other schemes. IMA KSHS has reimbursed nearly rupees 22 lakhs to its 25 members who suffered COVID-19, and I'm very glad to say this is the dream project of our Honorable President, IMA KSB, Dr. Veerabhadrappa Chinivalar. Thank you once again, sir. So, the take-home message is, join IMA KSHS, join IMA KPPS, join IMA KSSS. Registered office of this one is in Gangavati. So, lastly, there is strength in numbers, because all these IMA schemes are working on the number of doctors. If the number is more, we can avail more money. We can avail more benefits. So, in unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. Together, everyone achieves more. So now I would like to say, this is last announcement. There was a reduction in the life membership fee till 15th of June. For single life, it was 10,000, and couple life, it was 15,000. For regular period, it was 13,000 for single life, and couple life, it was around That's what I'm telling, sir. 19,500, but now it has been extended and now it is up to 31st of March. So I would like to say all the doctors who have not yet become the members, life members of IMA, kindly go ahead and get your registration done. Nothing is nobler than saving a life or making life livable. So we all are proud of being doctors. Let all of us involve to serve IMA at the interest of public health and medical profession. Long live IMA. Thank you.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು, ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ.
Yes, ma'am. Family benefit for IMA KSHS. Yeah.
Even if my dependents like my father or
Yeah.
mother, even for under their name also we have to create
Yeah.
a membership, or it is on?
If we get it done, it is only for us. If our family wants to join the IMA KSHS, it is possible for them, but they have to do the payment according to their age for children and for the adults.
Okay.
ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ಲಿ.
Separate, like
Yeah.
non-medical
And-
dependent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They are called as beneficiary members. We the members as IMM members, we call it as ordinary members hitherto. The dependent members, father, mother and children, not the grandfather and atte mava illa.
Okay, sir.
Your children and your family members, parents.
Okay.
They have to apply separately.
Yeah.
Okay, then they have to pay the same premium.
All these are all online only, no, sir?
No. Only KPPS and ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಹೆಗ್ಗಳಿಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ 3 ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ KPPS ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ.
Ivattu.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
How many of you have become the member of IMA KPPS? How many of you? How many of you have become the members of IMA KSSS, Social Security Scheme?
ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಂಗಾವತಿಯರ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ.
Okay. And
ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ
the
ಕೈ-
last scheme, KSHS. Okay, KSHS, one more benefit as doctor had already told, if you are the member of any other schemes like Star Health or ICICI, whatever, you can get it cashless in the hospital and the remaining amount you can get it reimbursed from the IMA KSHS. So now I can see hardly 10 to 15% of the members over here have become the members of IMA schemes. So I request all of you to enroll in these 3 prime schemes because you are the life members and you should get the benefits. Thank you once again.
One of the financial advisor, there was a talk wherein you have to buy only one health insurance. In India, you are supposed to buy only one health insurance because IRDO ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು 3-4 ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹ ಫಾರ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್.
Sir, ಈಗ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ because recently I have seen a case who have undergone knee replacement where the cost was 3 lakhs and from the insurance they got like the actual amount 1.5 lakhs. The rest of the amount they could claim from IMA.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ 3 or 4 health insurance outside.
Outside, yes.
What I am telling you, what is the advantage of KSHS is we are not registered under IRDO. So it is a mutual benefit. That headline tag ಇದೆಲ್ಲ mutual benefit concept. ಒಂದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, this is not an investment plans like. ಇದು ಒಬ್ಬ ವೈದ್ಯ ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಅವನ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಜುಲ್ಮನೆ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅವನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅವನ ಕುಟುಂಬ ತೊಂದರೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅವನ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಹೊರತು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ಲೈನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್, ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಾಮಿನಿನ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಡೈ ಅವರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದವರು ಕೇಸಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದಾ? ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ? ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆಯಾ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ವಶನ್.
Yes, the spouse will,
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ,
spouse will get.
ಸ್ಪೌಸು ಇಲ್ಲ,
Nominee?
ನಾಮಿನಿ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಗಂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಕೆಲವು ಸಂಘ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಗೆ, ಚಾರಿಟಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾಮಿನಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Oh,
ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್.
yes.
ನಾನು ಸತ್ತ ನಂತರನೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ IMA ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸದಸ್ಯನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಕಟ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು KSS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, KSHS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೆಜರರ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಈಗ KPPS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ತುಂಬ ಹತ್ತಿರದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. KSS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ವೈದ್ಯರುಗಳು ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ 45-50 ಲಕ್ಷ, ಕೆಲವು ವೈದ್ಯರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹಣ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮೇಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸತ್ತಾಗ ಆ ವೈಫ್ ಶಿ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಒಂದು 45-50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಚೆಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಗಂಡ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಚೆಕ್ಗೆ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅಂಥವರು ತುಂಬ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೈದ್ಯ ವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳ ಸಾರ್ಥಕತೆ, ಆ ಚೆಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫೆಲೋ ಕಲೀಗ್ಸ್. ನನ್ನದೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ವೈದ್ಯನ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ, ವೈದ್ಯನ ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ, ವೈದ್ಯನ ವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ.
Any questions?
ಮತ್ತೇನಾದರೂ?
Thank you one and all. Thank you Dr. Madhusudan.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅನಿತಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Dr. Madhusudan sir to hand over the memento to Dr. Anita Rao ma'am as a token of appreciation. I would also like to request Dr. Harsha sir to hand over the memento to Dr. Madhusudan sir. Thank you, sir. So bone density testing have been near the registered count. So anyone who want to just get it test done, so you can go and get it done.
As we move forward, we present a crucial session titled POXO, Protection of Child from Sexual Abuses and Beyond, Ensuring a Safe Future.
We are honored to have Dr. Jagdish N, Principal and Professor of Forensic Medicine at Vaidehi Institute of Medical Sciences, Bangalore, as the moderator for this session.
The panel includes distinguished experts Dr. Shobha Dhananjaya ma'am, Professor of OBG, Dr. Chaitali NS ma'am, Consultant Pediatrician, Dr. Shanteri Pai ma'am, Assistant Professor of Psychiatry, JJMMC Davangere, and representatives from Saki Kendra, along with Advocate Srimati Tanzima and team.
We request you to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed moderator and panelists.
Good afternoon, one and all. I'm sure I was closely observing from the morning the sessions which were chosen. They are so apt for today's busy doctors. This session also for a busy doctor who are acting in the best interest of the child. So through this panel discussion with the eminent panelists here, we are going to look at how do we ensure a safe future for protection of child from sexual abuses and beyond. Okay, I am your moderator for the session. First, let's pose the questions to the panelists. If there are any issues beyond that, you are free to keep them. And depending on the time, we'll definitely take them also. And if it's a burning question, we definitely take it at that moment also. Our panelists, we have the obstetric point of view, Dr. Shobha Dhananjaya taking over. From the pediatric point of view, we have Dr. Chaitali taking over. From the psychiatry point of view, we have Dr. Shanteri Pai taking over. And from the legal point of view, and again coming with a lot of experience from Sakhi Kendra, our advocate Tanzima Madam taking over. So before we start, let me put out, I know this is a post-prandial session. There was a sumptuous lunch. So to keep you all active, so we have chosen a case study approach so that it keeps you glued to what's the solution. So we will look at the comment from the point of the doctor or the hospital, and through that we learn medical examination procedures, not only from children point of view, women point of view also who are affected with sexual violence. I was doing some homework, so based on that, I have put one slide before we get into the actual panel. I did some survey across Karnataka, this Davangere, and found some disturbing practices. I was talking to both the IMA presidents in the lunch also, that I would start with that. So all of us are well aware that every sexual violence leads to health consequences. And some may argue there are no physical consequences, but take it as a bet, every case has got psychological consequences. And we as healthcare personnel have to address this health burden. So that is where we are. And how do these people approach the hospital? And if I pose that question, all of you may jump and say, yeah, they come with a police requisition and rarely through a court order. Any dispute on that? All the cases which you are examining are only through that. But what's disturbing is that's just a tip of the iceberg. The cases which you are receiving only through the police requisition or the court order, if you think, oh, those numbers are so huge, they are just the tip of the iceberg in the society. And the first point what I pointed is the health consequences post-sexual violence. So who would address my submerged iceberg? Who? Is it the court? Is it the politician? Is it the police? Is it the society? So health burden, it's the IMS commitment. The prayer itself speaks volumes of it. All of us as IMA members, we are committed to work towards it. So for that reason, let's all get united in recognizing this is nothing new. People do visit the hospital. People do visit the hospital. This was recognized way back in 2000 itself by the Supreme Court. And subsequent to that, the laws also have recognized the voluntary reporting to the hospital. Okay, they may report to the hospital. So what should we as doctors to do? So for which I as a doctor should be ethically correct. I as a doctor should be legally correct. I as a doctor should be scientifically correct. I as a doctor should be gender sensitive. I was very happy when the president announced IMS motto also is bringing gender equality. This is an apt choice for us to work on. So we all have to don these 4 roles. So the moment I don these 4 roles, that all actions of mine right from this moment are going to be ethical, legally correct, scientifically correct, and gender sensitive. Am I addressed the whole submerged iceberg? No. I would have addressed only 1/3 of the problem. Sir, you asked for a sea change. We are committed for that sea change. But still my 2/3 of the problem still remains. Who should address that? Again, it's our role. So these people also visit the hospital. See, all these health consequences suffered people will visit the hospital. We need to be looking at them. So we moved from police requisition. We moved by becoming ethical, legal, scientifically correct, and then they are going to have trust on us and they will report to us, and I have addressed the next 1/3. What next we need to do? That is, for those people who visit the hospital, who seek care for the health consequences, but don't report that I am sexually violated. But they will not communicate that I have sexually violated. But they come with the health consequences. I need to address them. So how do I address them? So sexual violence becomes a differential diagnosis. Sir, how do you say so? See, all children coming with urinary tract infection. So if they don't fit your natural course of the disease, so then if somebody is coming repeatedly, your antenna should sharpen up and see, oh, whether I am looking at a differential diagnosis of sexual violence. I am not saying all UTI are sexual violence, but the UTI which doesn't fit into the natural course becomes one case of your differential diagnosis. Same thing comes with depression, something comes with even including your white discharge who is coming repeatedly. Somebody coming repeatedly with back pain. So instead of putting it as hysterical, I want you to open the antennas and start putting differential diagnosis of sexual violence. So I thought, let me put this first before I open it up to the panel, so that all of us are in the same page, that it's not enough I see only through police requisition or the court order. I need to be committed by changing myself so that people repose trust in me and come and disclose. And I also work towards the rest of the 2/3 cases, even though at the material point of time, they are not revealing that they are sexually violated, I would still address the health consequences. And once that comes, they will also come back in reporting sexual violence. So now we have put the cases in such a way that our panel will answer the rest of the questions which are already hopping in your mind. Okay, for that, without wasting time, let me start the first case. Parallelly, you can also look out. The first case, I would request our obstetrician to take over. The case goes like this. Doctor refused to examine a victim of sexual assault who was brought to the hospital directly for treatment, citing that it's a medico-legal case and required a police requisition or a magistrate order to examine. Is the doctor correct, madam?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, no sir, doctor is wrong here because just now you explained about the responsibility of a doctor. Once the woman or a girl come to the OPD, he is responsible, he has got its own responsibility to examine the patient, not in such a way that as a rape case or a POXO case, he has to examine as a normal patient for him. So for him or her, we need to examine Then we found that she is coming under POXO. Meanwhile, I need to inform the police, then go ahead with the examination. Then further examinations has to be done from head to toe. If I found that it is a POXO case, the necessary maybe specimens has to be taken, or from the consent from, if she is a minor, consent from the guardian or a parent, I need to examine. But I'm not supposed to refuse the examination. I need not have to inform the police first and examine. My duty is to examine the patient first, then leisurely I can give information to the police or magistrate.
Okay, correct. I do hope rest all the panelists and the rest of the crowd also agree on that. The doctor is wrong in refusing the case. The law also says so. There is no need for police requisition as per section 27 of the POXO. Rule 6 of the POXO also says there is no need for a magistrate order. The general law got amended or changed in the last year from July 1st. Now we don't have CRPC. The old provision of 357C is now replaced by 397 of the BNSS. That also speaks the same, that you have to examine, first provide first aid and treatment. You also have to do mandatory reporting. Those are the other provisions which come under the law. And madam is correct saying that you are supposed to care for them, parallelly do mandatory reporting, evidence collection, and the rest of the course. We have around 16 cases, so let me move on to the next, so that all the dimensions of POXO we will try to cover. Okay, the next case, I would request our pediatrician to come in. A 13-year-old victim of sexual assault was brought to the hospital for treatment. Mother is insisting on you to conduct the medical examination, but the victim, who is 13-year-old, does not want the examination. So what should you do, and whose consent is valid? Yes, madam. Mic is not
Yes.
on.
Yes, sir. Here, sir, as we know, it is a 13-year-old girl and she's a minor girl. Usually, generally, when we talk about examination in any of the POXO cases, it is like two types of examinations are done. One is invasive procedures in anything it has to be done, or a non-invasive kind of examination. When we talk about invasive procedures, it comes for any surgical sutures or MTP cases, where consenting is very much important. When here it is just a, I think looking at this case history, it is a non-invasive kind of medical examination which we want to do here. And mother is insisting, and the per se the victim is not ready. But here in this case also we can take, I mean, we can avoid, but we need to do a documentation that the victim is refusing for the consent. Informed consenting is important. We need to explain the victim the pros and cons for not doing a non-invasive kind of examination also. And then if she refuses in spite of taking an informed consent, I think then we can avoid the consenting, is my opinion.
Okay, ma'am. I think all of us have to recognize also, consent doesn't mean mere signing on the paper or thumb impression. We have to understand consent is a permission. Equally, there is a refusal also. And we are not mere taking consent or refusal. It is informed consent or informed refusal. As madam was explaining, so she is going to give information of pros and cons of the medical examination. Here our child is refusing to accept. So what are the advantages of a medical examination? So there could be pregnancy, there could be STI, there could be injury, there could be psychological issues. So we all explain what are the benefits out of a medical examination, plus the evidence, plus the so-called conviction of the accused by the courts or the other stakeholders. So in spite of explaining, if the person here, the child, refuses, so then we have to document that. Then the next question comes, can a child refuse? What does the law say? So as madam was pointing it out, there are two types of situations, an invasive and a non-invasive thing. In a routine medical examination of a sexual violence, so all of you are well aware, sexual assault means it's a POXO case. In the general law, we use the term rape. So that's the distinction. We are looking at a non-invasive examination. So the earlier 8990 IPC is now 27 and 28 BNS, which also speaks the same language. If the person is above 12 years, so they have a capacity to consent. It goes in the reverse way. If they are less than 12 years, then they don't have a capacity to consent. So based on that, so our person who is 13 year and above, so has a capacity to refuse or consent. So you are documenting informed refusal. So if you have explained and documented, so then that becomes a proper, at that material point of time, that person has refused the examination. Can we move further? So this case is a 10-year-old victim of sexual assault, is brought by parents to the hospital for treatment. Father is suspicious of your procedures. Victim is afraid whenever she sees her father. What should you do as a doctor whose consent is valid for examination? Can I request the psychiatrist to step in?
Thank you for the question, sir. As rightly mentioned here, it is a female child who is 10 years old, and as discussed in the previous question, there is non-invasive examination and invasive procedure. So here, as the age is less than 12 years, again the consent has to be taken from the parent. And here the child appears to be afraid whenever the father is around. So as the POCSO Act says, that the child, the parent or the guardian with whom the child is comfortable or trusting, they have to be present during the examination. So here the father can be sent away saying that the child is more comfortable with the other parent. So that would be a better way of managing. And also explain it to the mother about the procedure, and also in a language that the child can understand about the examination, so that the apprehension reduces. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I think she was straight from the previous case discussion. We are aware. This person is 10 years, so that what we looked in the previous case doesn't apply. So we need to seek consent from parent or the guardian. The issue over here is, yes, both parents have come, but father is someone who is dominating. So I pose a question. She easily asked father's consent to be removed, citing the law. But coming to practicality, in a male-dominated society, let's not get away from reality. How many of us can send the father away? You need to be diplomatic. So you could, here you have a female child. Any diplomacy which you can bring in? You can easily bring in, it's my hospital practice, whenever I examine a female child, the male person is put out. So that diplomacy, you are not saying, there is another side of the coin. How many of you believe father is the accused? Okay, there are a couple of hands who are raising. Is it our job to decide? Nobody has told father is the perpetrator. Okay, you didn't find anything with history, or after your examination, if you don't find anything, you are not Sherlock Holmes to get in. You are a therapeutic carer. You stick to your shoes. So, yes, the child is uncomfortable. One is diplomacy, I can send it. Hypothetically, okay, let's, instead of the girl child, it's a boy. Then that diplomacy doesn't work. In such case, what can you do? You want the mother's consent because you believe the child is comfortable with the mother. There you can ask the father to go out to make some card or something for your thing. So then also, nowhere it says father's consent to be taken. It says parents' consent to be taken. So you are right in taking either one of them, and the mother's consent would be valid. So those are the gender issues which I wanted to flag in. And you need to bring in the best interest of the child is what is required. And that is the extra step which all of us has to take in. Oh, I don't want to get in. If the parents are not interested, why should I get in? Then this whole discussion on a sensitive celebration of a Women's Day will become futile. So we are all working towards the best interest of the child or the person or the patient here. Shall we move on? Is it clear? So this is the next case. A 15-year-old girl had eloped with her boyfriend and became pregnant with 16 weeks of gestation age. Okay? Father is refusing to consent for medical termination of pregnancy. What should the doctor do and whose consent to take? I will ask our advocate friend to guide our doctors.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 15 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 12 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ಗಿನ್ನ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದೆ. 15 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಸಾಕು ಸರ್ MTP ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ.
ಬಟ್ MTP ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ವೇಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 27-28 BNS ನಾನ್ ಇನ್ವೇಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಇನ್ವೇಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ
ಈಗ ಪೋಕ್ಸೋ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ FIR ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
ಆದ್ರೂ FIR ಆಗಿದ್ರೂ ಹಳೆಯ 164 ACRPC ಆಗಲಿ, ಈಗ 184 BNSS ಆಗಲಿ, ಅದರದ್ದು ಸಬ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 7ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಲಾ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಟು ಸೀಕ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್. ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾದರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರೊಬ್ಬರೇ ಇರೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಿ ಮದರ್? ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅದರ್ ಪ್ರೊಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಮದರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್. Now you need to legally correct mother's consent. So you need to search for the mother. So that's an extra step you need to do. If you are committed for that, you could exhaust that. Okay? So that's correct. But if mother is not available, then the father is not consenting. The girl cannot consent because this is an invasive procedure. The person should be above 18 years as per 25 BNS or 87 of the IPC. So how do we look for? How do we look for? As this is an invasive procedure, so 25 BNS, person should be above 18 years. So father is not consenting. So what as a doctor we have to do is search for the mother. If mother is not available, then the next option is, see, all of our hospitals are today having multi-doctors or multiple doctors. So we can have a panel of doctors. It's not ad hoc at that time. You should have well in advance, these are my panel of doctors available. So what we can do in large hospitals is our RMO, the CMO, who are administrative capacity doctors, who are not in the therapeutic line for that person. So those people can act in the best interest of the child and they give consent. I have not brought any new concept. Now also this is going on. There are several situations wherein there are no person to consent. If it is an emergency, in the morning also I think Vinay was bringing that case. If it is a life-threatening situation, you need to safeguard the life of the person, then the 92 BNS and now 92 IPC and now the 30 BNS will give. That law gives you consent for saving the life of the person. Here, is it saving the life? No, it's not saving the life. We don't have a threatened abortion here. It's an elective situation. So that 92 IPC or 30 BNS doesn't come. So my panel of doctors, if they are ready to come forward to act in the best interest of the child, they can consent. Suppose I am a single doctor hospital. So then I don't have this provision also. So then I need to go for the last option. So all of us are well aware under the Juvenile Justice Act of 2015, which is in force, there are two wings or two types of children. One, child in conflict with law, the other, child in need of care and protection. For child in need of care and protection, the CWC or Child Welfare Committee, so they are the one who is going to take care of the child's needs of care and protection. So all that what we have to do is all of us should be aware who are the CWC members of our district. So we need to alert them, Child Welfare Committee. If you are not having there, we have a district child protection unit under the WCD ministry or the department here. You can alert them, they will give you the entire list of people who are there. Easy way, though police is not involved, you can dial the police station, they will give you who are, because these people are every 2 years they change. So you need to get their numbers, contacts and alert them. Will they give consent? No, they will appoint a guardian appointed by the Child Welfare Committee. So that person is valid to give consent in this case whenever the parents are not acting in the best interest of the child. So exactly the same thing was done in this case also. The father was told saying that if you don't act in the best interest of your child, the custody of your child will be shifted to the guardian appointed by CWC, and that is when CWC were informed through police. At that situation, father has consented now for MTP. Okay? Earlier, father was angry with the girl because the daughter had eloped with the boyfriend. So, father was angry. Now, father has consented, but there is a new issue. MTP is done, but now father wants to send the products of conception for further investigations because he wants to teach the boyfriend a lesson. But the girl says she does not want to implicate boyfriend with DNA analysis of products of conception. What should the doctor do? Father threatens to use section 41 of POCSO. Can our advocate friend throw light? Or anyone?
It can be sent for DNA analysis, sir, but we want to confirm, though she is not giving consent for the DNA assay, with the father's consent we can send.
Yeah, perfect, sir.
The privilege of the girl, possibly at times there will be conflict here, whether this belongs to that person or the
Perfect.
other person. So,
Perfect.
but the product of conception should be kept, because tomorrow there might be one more legal issue. So
Yeah.
the product should be kept in the police custody, so that if anything happens they can send it. So till she says it cannot be sent.
Okay, is there any other differing thought? So, whose consent is valid? The consent of the father with whose consent you did the MTP, or the consent of the girl because from whose body you have taken away the products? If you go with principle of autonomy, so who should be respected? It is her body, her decision, because in the previous 3 case studies, you all accepted the child about 12 years had a right over their body. Suddenly why MTP, there is a differing thought. So it is her body, her decision. You are giving information, and after that. Now what is this section 41? So that's unfortunate. In the POCSO law, there is a provision which says that if there is any medical examination without the consent of the father or the parent or the person in whom the child trusts, in such a situation, then the offense of POCSO can be put against the medical examining person also. Sir, how is this? Same provision is there in 63 BNS. In the 63 BNS, that is there also in the earlier 375, where exception 1 said all medical examinations are exempt from being called as rape. But unfortunately, when that was translated into POCSO, they brought in the parent or the child's, the parent or the guardian's consent. And we had represented for last now it's more than 13, 14 years now. We are repeatedly represented to the Women and Child Department. There is some amendment which is required over here. particularly for those parents who are not acting in the best interest of the child, or for those parents who are themselves a suspect or an accused in the case, the doctor is in conflict, because then we have a dilemma whom to agree or whose consent to follow. But unfortunately, I want now the IMA has taken, we have the IMA president also. I want through the IMA, we again represent saying that there is a problem over here. Our doctor friends are facing a dilemma. So please, we need an amendment. We are not asking it to squash. We are asking that whenever the parent or the guardian themselves are a suspect in the case, then that person should not be considered there for section 41. That's the only amendment. So I can share the things with you also, and I would request all forums, we need to fight with the government for a change.
How long we should
Yeah,
keep
that's the next
assessment?
question which came. Sir was kind enough saying that we will keep. Unfortunately, we have, I would consider fortunate, Tamil Nadu has taken it up, and Tamil Nadu has represented it also. The Tamil Nadu High Court recently has come out with saying that after the DNA analysis is done, that sample, what is there in the DNA lab is enough. Rest of the things have to be shared as biomedical waste and disposed of. Here is a situation, before that you have to store. How long can you store? I work in a PHC, I have a ordinary refrigerator. How long can I keep? I work in a Taluk hospital, okay, I have a cold chamber. So it depends on what is the facility you have. But it's a good practice. I want to give the victim a chance if there is a change in mind. So depending on the infrastructure what you have, you can go one step further. I respect what you have given. I still would keep that for some more time for you to come back. But if I don't get after this period where I have a facility for storage or not storage, then it will be disposed of. So-
Again, they will come to JJB. They will ask the principal magistrate whether we can dispose this or not. Give the permission.
I got your point, sir. This is the fight we are representing at the Juvenile Justice Board as well as the Juvenile Justice Committee of the High Court of Karnataka. We are giving the Tamil Nadu examples to our JJ committee also, and we are expecting some change should come in Karnataka also. I don't know how many of you are aware. I think that's one of our later question. I'll come back when that case comes in, one of the High Court judgment which has come in recently. Okay, I hope we move ahead. Otherwise, all of us have to stay back and they have to arrange for our accommodation tonight. Okay, case 5. Sexual assault victim approached a doctor for getting an MTP done post-assault. Okay, doctor had mandatorily informed police already before proceeding to conduct MTP. So in this case, there is a case for MTP, mandatory reporting is already done, and after that the doctor has gone ahead in doing the MTP. But the police have issued a notice to the doctor alleging that the doctor should have waited till the police arrived before conducting MTP. Is the doctor wrong or police wrong? Can I ask our obstetrician?
Here, police is wrong, sir.
How,
Because doctor has also got a legal responsibility to do his work, whatever is allotted.
If I am the police, I will say I am doing Chief Minister's bandobast. So I had so busy. After that only I can come.
No, sir, according to the rule, whether it's a chief minister or a simple doctor, rules are same. It has to be applied. Okay, sir. So here, because I have to do my legal duties, as the patient is there with me, I have to save her. So if she has come with maybe pregnancy with bleeding or maybe a threatening to her life, I have to save her life first, rather than informing the police. Of course,
But
I
you have
need to-
informed already.
Yeah, informed. I needed to wait for his arrival because I have already informed. Maybe he must have stuck somewhere, so he can take his own time to arrive here, so that I can go ahead with my procedure. Then, of course,
We
later on
wish
he can-
Suma Prashant, our SP only, no? If she had come, we could have solved this case through her also.
But I've informed her so that she can come leisurely, so that I can go ahead with my procedure to save the patient, with the interest of the child.
Okay, agreed, agreed. So policy is wrong here. What does the mandatory reporting law say? Should I wait? Whether you take the BNSS provision, which is 397, or section 19 of the POCSO, which is talking of mandatory reporting, both the laws say inform. The moment I inform, as a doctor, my job is over. And in this case, our doctor has done that. So now, why is the police still sending a notice? You would be surprised, this was sent to Professor HOD of Obstetrics and Gynecology of a private medical college, I don't want to name the city, in Karnataka only. And we had to equip the doctor to address this notice, and we have saved the issue. But that's a different thing. But all of us have to be aware of what is the actual position. Now, as per law, there is no need for you to wait for the police to arrive. But all of us also have to understand each one is doing their own duty. Why is the police insisting that they need to come? They want to come to collect the evidence and take it further for analysis. So what we can do as a via media practical solution is, as I told in the previous question, depending on the mandatory reporting you would have done, you are already informed. Then whether it is an elective or an emergency MTP, you again inform them. So asking them if they need evidence, they need to come and collect on the day and time when you are doing it. After that, your job is over. But after that also, if they don't come in, before you dispose of, again you send a notice to them saying that, to the police only, I have done this, I had already informed, I had already given a reminder, you have not come in. If you don't come now, this evidence will go waste because I don't have facility to store it further. We also have a law what is earlier called as 201 of the IPC, which is now 238 of the BNS, which says that all the evidence which is required for an investigation, if anybody destroys, including doctor, including police, there is a punishment. If the original offense calls for death penalty or life imprisonment, then this loss of evidence will call 7 years of imprisonment. If it is less than 10 years, then it goes for 3 years imprisonment, and less than that, it is 1/4 of the punishment. So even the police are liable. The same applies to doctor also. If I don't maintain the evidence properly, I am also liable. So the other provision is for care of the person. Our obstetrician was very clear. Rule 6 of the POCSO very clearly mentions we are supposed to take care of all child sexual offences. And the same thing applies in 397 BNSS. Yes, sir.
But at the same time, the judiciary has got the liberty to ask the doctor, why you are in a hurry to get it done unless there is an emergency? What made you to go for MTP early without waiting?
Okay, that's my last case, sir. I will hold the question right away, and I will ask, along with the panelists, our sir also to answer that last case.
Sir, for your kind information, I worked in Juvenile Justice Board for 8 years.
Yes, sir. I want that case to be solved
1 minute.
jointly.
Sir, we had one case in our CG hospital. This is like this only, a rape case. But she had come with 32 weeks pregnancy.
We'll come to that one. We'll progressively build. That last issue will come back as a last case. Okay, our next case, sixth case is 18 years, 4 months old lady presented to the nursing home for delivery of her full-term child. Doctor wanted to mandatorily report to police citing that she became pregnant when she was a minor. Is the doctor correct in action? Can I ask our pediatrician?
Yes, sir. The doctor is correct, sir. It has to be reported.
Why it should come under POCSO?
Sir,
This is above 18.
Sir, it is, she's delivering above 18 years of age, but she is a full term. That means 9 months of, probably, when she would have conceived, she would have been a minor. So she's less than, she would have been around 17 years, 5-6 months. So it has to be reported, sir, since she is a minor. And here reporting, though, even it is a case of a child marriage or a willing consent without marriage, it has to be reported. So doctor is correct in his actions, sir.
Okay, I think everybody also agrees with our pediatric advice what our doctor is giving. So all sexual activity less than 18 years is criminal. So there is no second thought, married, unmarried. POXO Act, you see, there is nowhere word married, unmarried, no distinction at all. So all sexual activity less than 18 years is an offense under POXO. So based on that, we have to inform. Okay, the next case is a childline activist who came along with the sexual assault victim, wanted to witness the medical examination being conducted. But the doctor denied permission and asked her to stay out as it's a medical legal case. Is the doctor correct? What aspects should doctor consider before arriving at the decision? Can I ask our psychiatric friend?
Yeah, here the doctor has denied permission for the childline activist. So first thing is that we need to consider whether there was a parent also, or the child was already institutionalized and was staying in a care home. So in such a case, the childline activist might be is the caretaker or the guardian. So they can be allowed to stay with the child during the examination. And we need to consider the gender here of the child. So if it is a female child, then the doctor also needs to be female, and the person accompanying also probably have to be female. So
Okay, that's the preference on the person who is there. But here, should we as doctors allow a childline activist while we are doing the examination? That's the core question. So normally we send everybody out saying that it's a medical legal case. Is it a correct practice? The doctor is at wrong because now the law has changed. What section 27 says is, whenever a parent or a guardian in whom the child trusts expresses interest to witness the case, then as doctor we are bound because that's a legal provision, a legal entitlement for them. So that opens up all our procedures are now scrutiny by a third party. So that is again one more reason why we need to be correct in our approach. Otherwise there is a third party who is going to question you. Now, okay, every time there won't be a parent and every time there won't be a guardian in whom the child trusts. So for which the section 27 goes further saying every hospital should have trained and sensitized people for the last provision, because then the onus lies on the hospital to provide that trusted person. So it's high time all my people, right from my entry security to my MRD clerk, to my IMR, to my all people working in the hospital, everybody should be sensitive. We don't call them POXO case, we don't call them rape case, we have to be sensitive. And in this sort of a situation, they act as that trusted person. So trust is not between us, trust is the child should have trust in them. So that is what we have, and that's the change what all of us have to get committed after this today's workshop. We move on. Police forwards a request to the doctor to conduct a complete medical examination on a case of a 6-year-old victim who was molested. The police also want samples to be collected from the genitals and victim's pubic hair. So I would ask our lawyer friend to advise what should the doctor do. So you understood the case. Police has sent a person for complete medical examination. The case history is of molestation. Police has also given a request, please collect all the samples from the genitals. They have also given a request, please collect the victim's pubic hair. Yes, madam.
6 years ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್, ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಇದು ಕೇಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊಲೆಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಪೆನೆಟ್ರೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ಅಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ? ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೇರ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶೇರ್ ದಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ doctor is the final authority in deciding what should be collected. No other stakeholders should force the doctor to collect.
In
Idanna
this,
now
6-year-old molestation, sir. Here only general physical examination is at most required, where all the injuries we have to look into. If at all they want to ask us to collect the specimen, 6-year-old child does not have a pubic hair.
that's
So
my
not-
next question.
Yes, not developed pubic hair, so not necessary to collect any specimen from them.
Okay, 2 points here. So I work from Bangalore, so we also had similar situations. Through Karnataka Judicial Academy, we work through the police, and as far as Bangalore jurisdiction is concerned, all the police forward a request in such a way. By the way, I work in a private medical college, so we also do all the examinations. So we get a request from the police in such a way, ಈ ಕೇಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ನಂತರ ಯಾವುದಾರು ಕುರುಹುಗಳು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬಿದ್ದರೆ ಅಂಥವುಗಳನ್ನು ಶೇಖರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡಲು ವಿನಂತಿಸಿದೆ. So whatever after your examination, if you find any evidence which is required, so you should collect and give it. The onus is put on the doctor. So we have worked out right now in the Commissionerate of Police of Bangalore, we have got it. So we are working for that to replicate all across Karnataka so that that issue is sorted out. The onus is on the doctor. Here is a non-penetrative case. So in a non-penetrative case, you can't go in. So somebody may question, sir, why is police asking? Yes, the police is asking because unfortunately their police manual still has. We worked with the police also to get that amended, but unfortunately at bureaucratic hurdles it has got stuck up. So the entire final amended thing is there, but it is not released still. So doctor has to do the examination and collection of evidence based on scientific basis. And here, just because the police has asked, our madam was very rightly pointing it out, even there in precocious puberty also 6 years you will not get that. So for that sake, there are many doctors who just go with, oh police ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರದ್ದು pubic hair ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. So please don't do that. Please use your scientific acumen. If there is something asked which is not possible, please answer it back in writing. What is the reason? At 6-year-old, there is no growth of pubic hair. First of all, this is a non-penetrative case. There is no need for collection of evidence. Above that, a 6-year-old doesn't have a pubic hair. The point of collecting that evidence doesn't arise because the other person is not a medical doctor. I hope we have answered that. We move further. Again, I ask our obstetrician to step in, though this is a male victim. Police forwards a request to the doctor to do a medical examination on a case of a 6-year-old male victim who was sodomized. Which doctor should do this examination? Because in bigger cities we have got surplus. Pediatric surgeon, general surgeon, pediatrician, obstetrician, forensic doctor, who? Our obstetrician. Who should do? Because in my PHC, one doctor only is there. So that doctor has to do. Only the problem comes in plenty in bigger places.
Male victim. Since we are not trained, sir, male victim to be examined.
Exactly, you hit at the bullseye, madam. That's the question. All of us, we feel that victim means female. The moment it becomes male, we feel, oh, I am not capable. Same thing applies. Now the victim could be other sex, transgender also. Now India has passed Transgender Protection Act of 2019, rules of 2020. We have a responsibility to care for transgenders also. If that victim comes to you with sexual violence, are we capable of doing? So today's medical colleges have to teach such situations also, the victims, whether it is male, female, other sex, child, adult. So that becomes 6. Likewise, my accused also could be any of this. again a child and an accused. So that means I have 12 scenarios between victim and an accused, which every medical college is a must to teach under CBME, so that my Indian medical graduate tomorrow would not raise this sort of a question. So that is the reason why we are now trying to have these bridging sessions. We request all the associations to do those sensitization trainings, and Karnataka government is also doing it. And I'm sure when I last asked, they are doing, we did training from Bangalore, but the other trainings are shortly going to happen. Okay, shall we move on? Okay, this is for our pediatrician. Doctor, after examining a victim of sexual violence, opined that rape has occurred. Comment.
Yes. Here, sir, the terminologies like rape, sexual assault, or harassment, it is difficult. I mean, I feel accordingly the doctor can't reply only just after examination without any evidence. It is at the court or judge level, these terminologies to be used. Per se, with only examination, the doctor should not comment that it.
I think mic is not working.
Yeah, I think here doctor should not comment that it is a case of a sexual violence.
Okay, correct. Rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment are all legal terms. Doctor cannot use that. That's the domain of the court. So these are the guidelines which are in practice or which are to be followed in Karnataka, because they are from the Ministry of Health, from the central government. Karnataka has adopted those guidelines from 2014 itself. So all of us are bound to follow that. You go through that templates, all this how you should opine will come back. Okay, the next question for our psychiatrist, 6 minutes. Doctor, after examining a victim of sexual violence who did not have any injuries on the body and did not show any signs of semen on or in the genitals, opined that sexual violence did not occur. What's your comment? Did the doctor do a wonderful job?
As earlier mentioned, that sexual assault or violence, this can be penetrative or non-penetrative. That can be one way to look at it. And the other thing is that here it did not show any signs of semen. So there could be a possibility of using protection during the incident. And also there are cases wherein it could be sexual harassment, wherein it could have been non-contact sexual assault as well. So we will have to consider the history taking as well as all the possible evidences and also the examination details, not just the signs of semen.
Correct. So injuries are not a must in every sexual violence. Hardly we get in less than 1/3 cases. Likewise, semen you don't find in non-penetrative, but again in penetration by objects or body parts you don't get it. Even if it is by penis, it's not necessary that there should be a completed act. There should be an ejaculation. That ejaculation should be within the orifices. If it is outside the orifice, or if a condom is used and it is not found, then all those situations you don't find semen also. But that doesn't mean it's not sexual violence. So a doctor is supposed to give a reasoned opinion. So our opinion should constitute of whether there is a penetrative or non-penetrative evidence of sexual violence, or whether for age identifying assailants, all those things, trace evidence. So those are our opinion column. Okay, our advocate, minor boy was found molesting another minor girl in a school. The parents of the minor boy approach you as a doctor, what should you do? So
ಮೈನರ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಬಾಯ್ ಆರ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಪೋಕ್ಸೋ ಕೇಸಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಸರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್.
Yeah, and care. So it's not like on the road with cycle and a bike has met with an accident, bike fellow is at fault, bike and an auto fellow is fault. It's not like that. It's not our job to decide who is at fault here. For us, yes, in all situations, POCSO doesn't differentiate between a minor and an adult. Mandatory reporting. and you need to do counseling. So for them, both the situations, you need to counsel and treat. I'm running out of time. I need to complete the cases. Our obstetrician, 17-year-old boy approaches you, the doctor, for treatment of STI, and also asks you for contraceptive advice for himself and his partner. On probing about his partner, you found out that he is in love with his lady teacher, who is now 19 years old at the college for the last 2 years, and they had sexual relations often. What is your approach to the boy and the teacher? Should we do mandatory reporting?
Yes, sir. Because boy
Against
is a
whom?
minor.
Is
17
it against whom or?
Against, actually teacher is a major, 19 years, and 17-year-old boy is a minor.
Yeah, but
here
when
we
the,
have to-
when the relationship started, the teacher was also a minor. So you need to do both mandatory reporting as well as counseling and care. So that's the challenge which I put out: contraceptive advice and STI care. Left and right we are giving it, so all becomes POXO case. So you need to, and some of us are part of adolescent health program, we are part of school health program. So please keep POXO provisions also in your advice. POXO provisions also in your advice. Okay, the next case, a girl child is being sexually abused by husband whenever wife is away. Wife keeps silent even after knowing all this, as husband had silenced her of the consequences of throwing her out of the house if she divulged. Later, the girl child became pregnant. That is when the mother got furious and reached the hospital. Doctor is insisting on mandatory reporting to the police, but the wife is against complaining and wants to leave the hospital without any treatment. How do you deal with this case? I ask our pediatrician whether father cannot sexually abuse one daughter. Why is there a delay in complaining?
This is the same case which we had discussed at the fourth case. Sir, it is a very tricky situation, and these incidences do happen. We do see cases where father has abused. Majority of, when we go to the documents and case studies, it is seen that around 60 to 70% of the time it is the known persons who have abused the children, and it might have, in this case also father would have abused. Probably the reason why the mother and child don't want to, it is like father is a breadwinner or a own, and they don't want to bring this matter into social reasons because the father is the culprit. Probably that is the reason they want to hide the case, because here the father has done this.
So we do agree father can abuse.
Yes,
we
sir.
do agree social issues. We do agree gender-based violence.
Yes.
We do agree power relations. So as a doctor, we need to do our duty
Yes,
of
it has to be
inform.
reported. Yes.
Okay. What is medical evidence was last. So that was, there are 5 types of evidence: trace evidence, injuries, STI, pregnancy related, as well as evidence of treatment. So please keep this in mind, that all these 5, if you read the manual, automatically it comes in. My last 2 cases, a 17-year-old Indira is brought by her husband to a psychiatrist for treatment of mild mental disease. Psychiatrist confirms mental disease, but in addition also found that she is pregnant by urine test. Psychiatrist is unsure of her next step, whether to inform police, whether to inform husband, having sex with minor is a crime, whether to inform the Indira, that is our patient here, whether she is pregnant or whether she is having mental disease. I'm sure our psychiatrist should be able to throw light.
So here it is a 17-year-old female. So again a minor who has come with pregnancy here. So this has, again mandatory reporting becomes important to the police.
So
And
mandatory reporting we have to do. For a criminal act, there is no limitation act. So we had a Me Too movement, we all know. But POXO law came in from 2012. POXO case will not go prior to 2012. But whatever law is there, that will apply. So we also know that, yes, all sexual activity less than 18 years, married, unmarried, is not going to be an issue. Therapeutic care is a must. Okay. The last case is this.
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
That 17-year-old Indira cannot be mentioned because the mentioning a name of a juvenile is offense. Even paper cannot do that, even media cannot do that. Nobody can mention the name of the CCL, child in conflict with the law or any.
Yeah, I got your point. I deliberately put that to build my case for the next, because in the hospital, she did not come with sexual violence history. So my initial records are already captured. That's exactly my next point in the next case. And that's our last case. Doctor refused to terminate pregnancy of a rape victim, aged 17 years, who was 23 weeks of gestation age, citing that a court order is needed for MTP. A lawyer friend will ask whether the doctor is correct or wrong.
ರಾಂಗ್ ಸರ್ ವಿತಿನ್ 24 ವೀಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಎಮ್ ಟಿ ಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
So that's exactly the update. All of us have to be aware. The MTP Act got amended. We have now the MTP Act of 2021 and the rules of 2021, which all put out till 24 weeks. It talks about Rule 3B, special categories, which includes all of this. We are ran out of time, so I can't get into the details of that. So it brings in, and it also goes with this MTP amendment brought in for contraception, any woman. So that means whatever was restrictive to a married woman is now any woman. But again, that 24 weeks was a challenge because Rule 3B allowed only. For the rest of the people, it not. So that was solved by Supreme Court in the case which I have cited here, ex officio state of Principal Secretary NCT. There the Supreme Court expanded. Woman means it's not cis woman, it includes trans woman, that is any woman. Decision to MTP is of the woman only. Unmarried is also there. It opened up marital rape, though not an offense in per se, but in a marital rape also there could be an MTP. We can't insist on Thai card or Aadhaar card, so that extra legal conditions are removed. Confidentiality has to be maintained, no FIR can be insisted. And what sir was pointing it out, I wanted to bring in through this judgment, saying that identity of the minor, particularly who has come for MTP, if they request, then a pseudonym has to be given and that has to be maintained. One more thing which the woman doctor issue is only as per POXO law, only applicable for POXO case, but Karnataka High Court last October has passed a judgment which is asking the BNS also to be amended, BNSS particularly 184. Justice Uma has delivered the judgment asking all cases where women are sexually violated, whether it's a child or an adult, a woman doctor has to be examined. So this is a women's conference. I want this message to be clear. So as far as Karnataka is concerned, we have to provide a woman doctor for examination. We have written back to the High Court saying feasibility issue, but the judge is saying we need to bring in a change. So the last point is, anybody can answer what is two-finger test and whether we can continue to do this. So two-finger test is when easily two fingers can be passed into the vaginal introitus. We all were commenting that the lady is used to a sexual act, and if one finger cannot pass, then she is not used to. There is no scientific basis for this. If the two finger sizes of the people sitting here is not uniform, just because my lady doctor's build is thin and fingers can easily be passed into the introitus, we can't label that lady that she is used to sexual intercourse. It was not the medical community who removed this. It is the Supreme Court which had in 2013 in Lily alias Rajesh case. It was again brought back because we didn't change as doctors. So State of Jharkhand versus Shailendra Kumar, again Supreme Court brought in. But the last message what I want to deliver is what I have put in the red color. So now the court has told, if any doctor continues to do two-finger test, it is automatically considered as professional misconduct before the State Medical Council. Automatically there is a case against you. in the State Medical Council. And recently we had in the Himachal High Court, they had put 5 lakh fine against the doctor. In spite of the Supreme Court, you are continuing to do it. So 5 lakh fine for you not following or contempt of Supreme Court. So I do hope my panelists did a good job. I thank my panelists and you also for the patient hearing. And through this effort, I know we crossed 20 minutes in our time. We learned medical examination procedures of children and women affected by sexual violence through the case study approach. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity given to all of us, and we learnt a lot, sir. Thank you. I've been working in the tertiary care centers, government hospital. We do get cases in each OPD, 1 or 2 cases of these medical legal cases. Definitely we are handling, sir. Though I am attached to medical college, of course, we are, along with that, government doctors are there. So we are managing full-term pregnancy who has undergone cesarean section last week, an unmarried 16-year-old girl. Like that we do manage. Thank you so much, sir.
I request everyone to put your hands for this wonderful panel discussion. I know it's very difficult for a moderator to communicate with all the panelists and do all the work, sir. It has come up really very well. And we are much benefited because under this banner, we got to know the many acts of what is medical legal importance as such. Now I request Dr. Srinivas, sir, to come forward to present a memento of gratitude to Dr. Jagdish, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. Madhuri ma'am to give away the memento to Dr. Shobha ma'am as a token of respect. Dr. Madhavi ma'am, please give away the memento to Dr. Shobha ma'am. I request Dr. Nagaratnamma ma'am to give away the memento to Dr. Chaitanya ma'am as a token of respect. I request dignitaries to be there on the stage. I also request Dr. Ashwini ma'am to give away the memento to Dr. Shantari Pai ma'am as a token of respect. Also, I request Dr. Veena ma'am to give away the memento to Dr. Tanzima ma'am as a token of respect. I request all the dignitaries to stand together and take a photo.
Good evening, all. I think everybody has enjoyed the academic and food feast of our Danagere. Now IT and snacks is arranged here only. Yeah. So simultaneously you can have tea, snacks, and you can enjoy the culturals and prize distribution and all. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. Veena from Surya madam. She is having a few words to tell for you. Please, madam.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಖೆಯಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡ ವೈದ್ಯ ಬರಹಗಾರರ ಉಪಸಮಿತಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 5 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂಜೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನು, ವೈದ್ಯೇತರ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸುಮಾರು 158 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಈವರೆಗೆ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೊಮ್ಮೆ ವೈದ್ಯಗೋಷ್ಠಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಥಾಗೋಷ್ಠಿ, ಕಥಾ ವಾಚನ, ಈ ಥರದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಂಪದ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ದ್ವೈಮಾಸಿಕ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕನ್ನಡ ವೈದ್ಯ ಬರಹಗಾರರ ಸಮಿತಿ ಹೊರತರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮೊದಲ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಅದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಅದು ಮುದ್ರಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. 3 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 6 ಸಂಚಿಕೆಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೈದ್ಯರಿಂದ ವೈದ್ಯರಿಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ವೈದ್ಯೇತರರಿಗಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥ ವೈದ್ಯ ಲೇಖನಗಳು, ಕಾಯಿಲೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಲೇಖನಗಳು, ಕಥೆಗಳು, ಚಿತ್ರ ಸಂಪದ, ಕಾವ್ಯ ಸಂಪದ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಲೋಕ, ಪದ ಸಂಪದ, ಕೃತಿ ಪರಿಚಯ, ಹೀಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಂಥ ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಂಪದ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಾಖೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಇದು ಬರಬೇಕು. 175 ಶಾಖೆಗಳ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಅಂದರೆ ಶಾಖೆಯಿಂದ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸಿದವರಿಗೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸುವವರು 1,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಾನು ಅದರ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು QR ಕೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 1,500 ಮತ್ತು ಲಿಂಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ದಾಖಲಿಸಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೊಮ್ಮೆ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ, ಪ್ರಚಲಿತ, ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಅಥವಾ ವೈದ್ಯೇತರ ಕಥೆಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕವನಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 7-12 ವಿಭಾಗೀಯ ಸಂಪಾದಕರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ವಿಳಾಸ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಇಮೇಲ್ ID ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಥಾಶಕ್ತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೇನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಕಟಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಚಿತ್ರ ಸಂಪದ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಇದೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನಮ್ಮ IMA ಅವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಚಿತ್ರ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬರೆದ ಚಿಣ್ಣರ ಲೋಕ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಚಿತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು, ಚುಟುಕುಗಳನ್ನು, ಕಾವ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ವೈದ್ಯರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಂದಾದಾರರಾಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು, ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಜನರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಪದಗಳಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದು? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ನೀವು ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಗೆ, ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯಕ್ಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸಿದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಔಟ್ ಪೇಷಂಟಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೊರರೋಗ ವಿಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಇಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರೋಗಿಗಳು ಕಾಯುವ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಓದ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಯಾಕೆ ವೈದ್ಯರೇ ಬರೆದದನ್ನು ಓದಿದಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಸುಧಾ, ತರಂಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯದ ವಾರಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳು, ದಿನಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ. ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಮಾಲಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ವೈದ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲದವರು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಜಾಂಡೀಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರೋ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೋವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನಾರೋ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರೋ ಬರಿಬೇಕು? ನಾವೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಂತ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಜನರಲ್ ಬರಿಬಾರ್ದ? ಅದು ಕೆಲವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತ ತಡೆಯುವುದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ತ್ರೀರೋಗ ತಜ್ಞ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರೆಯುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಾದರೆ, ಶಬ್ದ ಭಂಡಾರ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು MBBS ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಹೃದಯಾಘಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆ ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಬರೆಯೋದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಹಾಗಂತ ಏನೇನೋ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಓದಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವೈದ್ಯರು ನೋಂದಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು, ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಓದೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈಗ 420 ಚಂದಾದಾರರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 1,000 ಚಂದಾದಾರರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಆಸೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್, ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ. ಬರೀ 1,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 12 ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪೇಜ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ 20,000. ಯಾವುದೇ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಮ್ಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು ಚಿತ್ತಧಾಮದ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡುವೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಆ ಸೇವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ 20,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅದರ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಮ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಂಪದವನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹಿಸಿ. ಇದು ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದದೇ ಪುಸ್ತಕ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ, ರಜನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ನಡ ವೈದ್ಯ ಬರಹಗಾರ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅನಂತ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Hello. I think it's not fair not to show gratitude for the organizing team. So like we decided to show some very small sort of token of gratitude because it's an invaluable job. So now I will call upon Dr. Rajini ma'am. Ma'am. to receive a small token of gratitude. Next is Chaitali ma'am, Chaitali Raghush. Next Seema Bijjarige ma'am, Shobha ma'am. Organizing chairperson, powerhouse of Pragati 2025. Now Dr. Chaitali Raghoji, organizing secretary, most energetic work. Next, Dr. Seema. Next is Dr. Seema Bijjarigi, treasurer, WW Davangere. Madam is very enthusiastic. Now I call upon Dr. Shobha Dhananjay ma'am. She is the true guide for our Pragati 2025, and also Prema Prabhudev ma'am, the advisory committee member. Dr. Neelambika HT ma'am. Neelambika ma'am. I think ma'am is known. Ma'am. One minute. Ma'am, advisory committee ma'am. This is Dr. Prema Prabhudev ma'am. These are all like true guide for our Pragati 2025. Next are Dr. Shukla Shetty ma'am. She is not here. Now Dr. Chandan Giriyappa, advisory committee member. Next is Dr. Nagaratna ma'am, reception committee. Thank you all for the organizing committee. Pragati 2025. Really, like with a short period, it's very like a tremendous job for all of us. Somehow we did with all the inspiration, motivation from state IMA and our local IMA and also our sponsors. Thank you all. Hey, Chaya, Renu. Sorry, sir. I call upon Dr. Renu Lohitashwa. Ma'am, kar dega. Renu Lohitashwa, scientific committee member. Oh, and Dr. Ashwini S, cultural committee. Not yet started, no, we forgotten actually. Where is Ashwini? Now Dr. Chaya. Dr. Chaya, scientific committee member. And it's a very tough job. Since the morning she was sitting there only. Very. Dr. Ashwini S, cultural committee member. Now the culture will start.
Before we finish, I would like to ask Dr. Shweta Rao ma'am, Secretary of IMA WDW, to receive the memento. Yes, ma'am. And our volunteers also been working with us.
A special round of applause to Shweta. It's because of Shweta's hard work we could arrange funds for this program.
No, ma'am. It's all teamwork. We believe in teamwork, sir. Sir, all IMA KSB, IMA Davangere and Women Doctors Wing of entire Karnataka and our Anika and even our local doctors, see the sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't have done this conference so royally. I think we have done well. It's not like self-boosting. I think in a short period, we have done well. Thank you so much for all your presence and support. Thank you.
Now it's time to show gratitude for our volunteers also. I request Ms. Lippy and Dheeraj to come forward to receive a token of appreciation from our WDW chairperson, Dr. Rajni S. and Dr. Shweta Ramu ma'am. They've been with us since morning and for last 3 days also. for following all the instructions correctly and neatly.
Before going to the cultural events, we had fun games for all the IMA WDW members. So here is the prize giving ceremony for them. Only few are present. I'll call up Dr. Ashwini, who has bagged second prize in balloon juggling and cup stacking. Then in lemon and spoon, first prize. She always gets first prize in lemon and spoon. Okay. And third prize in musical chair. Dr. Ashwini, give her a big round of applause. I call upon Dr. Bandama. Please come and give away the prizes. Next, I call upon Renu Lohitashwa. She has bagged third prize in balloon juggling and cup stacking. And first in dice game, balancing the dice, she got first. So 2 prizes for Renu. And ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂದೆ Next we have Gayatri. She got first prize in balancing the biscuit. Balancing in the sense you have to balance from the thing and eat one. So that is Gayatri, she got first prize in biscuit game. Next we have Chaitali, Dr. Chaitali. She bagged second in lemon and spoon. So we have many others, but all are, okay, Manasa is there. So Dr. Manasa, she got first in balloon juggling and cup stacking. Then first in musical chair. Congratulations to all the winners. So the remaining winners who are not present here will be handed over the gifts later on. So now we move on to the cultural events. So our Lippy will be announcing the list of cultural events. Thank you all.
Shortly, we'll be starting with the cultural program.
Hello everybody. Just in half an hour, we'll be finishing the cultural event, so please don't go away. Please have tea and mandaki mensinkai, and please be seated back. We immediately starting with the culturals. And we have one exclusive performance, Ekshagana, where they have been getting ready since 2 o'clock. So please wait for them.
ಪ್ರಗತಿ 2025 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಆಯಿತು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಗಳ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಅರುಣೋದಯ.
ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಇರಲಿ ಧೀರಜ್. ಈ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಜನ ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ದಿನಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕಳೆ ಕೊಡಲು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಸೊ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರಲಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸು?
I would like to welcome Dr. Pushpa ma'am for solo dance.
जितनी बेहाल है सुर है ना ताल है आजा सा
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now it's the time to witness a soothing performance from the vocals of Dr. Chandan sir.
Please welcome sir with a big round of applause.
ಹಲೋ, ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. ಇದು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವ್ರ ಆಬ್ಲಿಗೇಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ಇದು ಸತ್ಯ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯವ್ರ ಆಬ್ಲಿಗೇಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನೀನೊಂದು ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಎಸ್, ಈಗ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಂಡಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಂಡಂದ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ರಾಜ ನನ್ನ ರಾಜ ಫಿಲಮಿಂದು ಅಣ್ಣವ್ರದ್ದು ಹಾಡು. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು, ನಾನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ನಿನ್ನದೇ ನೆನಪು ದಿನವೂ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡುವ ಆಸೆ ತುಂಬಿದೆ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಕಡಲಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯಾಗಿ ತೇಲಾಡೋ ಮೋಡವಾಗಿ, ಕಡಲಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯಾಗಿ ತೇಲಾಡೋ ಮೋಡವಾಗಿ, ಕರಗುತ್ತ ಕರೆಗೆ ಇಳಿಯುವುದು, ಹರಿಯುತ್ತ ಕಡಲ ಬೆರೆವುದು, ನನ್ನಿ ಬಾಳಿನ ಬಗೆಯಿದು. ನಿನ್ನದೇ ನೆನಪು ದಿನವೂ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ, ನೋಡುವ ಆಸೆಯು ತುಂಬಿದೆ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ.
ಈ ಸಾಂಗ್ನ ಒಂದು 100 ಸಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತು. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಚಂದನ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸು?
ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಹಿಟ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಹಿಟ್ ಆಗೋದಂತೂ ಕಾಯಮು. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೂಜಿತಾ ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್.
ಅಂಗಾಲಿನಲೆ ಬಂಗಾರಗೆ ಮಾಯೆ, ಗಾಂಧಾರಿಯಂತೆ ಕಣ್ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಹೊಂಗನ ಸರಸ ಛಾಯೆ ಮಂದಹಾಸ ಆಹಾರನುಮೆಯ ಶ್ರಾವಣ ಮಾಸ. ಕೇಳ ಚೆಲುವೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದದಲ್ಲಿ ಧೂಳಾಗಿ ನೀ ನಡೆವಾಗ ಕಚಗುಳಿನ ಇಡುವೆ. ಕೇಳ ಚೆಲುವೆ ನೀನು ಮೆನು
ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕನ್ನಡ ನೃತ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯ ಕುಲತಿಲಕ. ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇವ್ರ ಕೈ ಚಳಕ.
I would like to request Dr. Rajini ma'am to give away the memento to Pragna and Pujita as a token of appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Prajna and Pujita. It was a great performance. Now I would like to welcome Dr. Veena ma'am for the solo singing. From Gangavati branch, Dr. Veena ma'am.
ಪರಿಣಿತ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸಾಂಗ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ನೋಡಿ ಜೋಶಲ್ಲಿರೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡಕ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಮನರಂಜಿಸೋಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನಮ್ಮ JJM ರೇಣು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಸಿಯಾಲಜಿ. ಸೊ ಬರ್ಲಿ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ.
पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग, जग की कोई रीत न जाने, मैं तो बस तेरी हुई दीवानी। मिला जो संग तेरा उड़ा पतंग मेरा हवा में होके मलंग, छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना, तू ही है संसार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना, ये पागल सा है प्यार मेरा ओ मखना वे मखना, छोड़ा ही घर बार मेरा ओ मखना। चुरा के फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों? हाँ? चले ही जाना है नजर चुरा के फिर थामी थी साजन तुमने मेरी कलाई क्यों? किसी को अपना बना के छोड़ दे ऐसा कोई नहीं करता बाहों में चले हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा हमसे सनम क्या पर्दा
गोरी है कलाइयाँ बना दो तुझे हरी हरी चूड़ियाँ गोरी है कलाइयाँ बना दो तुझे हरी हरी चूड़ियाँ
ಇಂಥ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇನು ಹೇಳಲಿ ಮಾನವ, ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದೊಂದೇ, ಅದು ವಾವಾ ವಾವಾ.
Thank you, ma'am, for your stunning performance. Next performance ಯಾವ್ದು ಲಿಪಿ?
ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಕಣ್ ತುಂಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿವಿಗೊಂದು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಕೊಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೀಣಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಿಂದ.
ಜೋಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಳ್ಳಿಯ ಮಿಂಚು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕತ್ತಿಯ ಅಂಚು, ಬಲೆಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀ ಅರಿವೆ ಈ ಸಂಚು. ಜೋಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಳ್ಳಿಯ ಮಿಂಚು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕತ್ತಿಯ ಅಂಚು, ಬಲೆಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀ ಅರಿವೆ ಈ ಸಂಚು. ಸೊಂಟ ಬೆಳಗುವಾಗ, ಉಯ್ಯಾಲೆ ಆಡುವಾಗ, ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಪಡು ನೀಯಾಗ. ತುಂಟು ನಗೆಯ ಬಾಣ, ನೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಿಂಗೆ ಜಾಣ, ನೀ ನನ್ನ ಬಂದಿ ಆವಾಗ. ಸೊಂಟ ಬೆಳಗುವಾಗ, ಉಯ್ಯಾಲೆ ಆಡುವಾಗ, ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಪಡು ನೀಯಾಗ. ತುಂಟು ನಗೆಯ ಬಾಣ, ನೆಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಿಂಗೆ ಜಾಣ, ನೀ ನನ್ನ ಬಂದಿ ಆವಾಗ. ಚಂದದ ಚಂದುತಿ ಬೇನು ಹೇರುವ ಗೊಂಬೆಯಾಗುವಾದರೆ, ನಂತರ ಮತ್ತು ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಧಾನ ನಿಧಾನ. ಜೋಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಳ್ಳಿಯ ಮಿಂಚು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕತ್ತಿಯ ಅಂಚು, ಬಲೆಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀ ಅರಿವೆ ಈ ಸಂಚು. ಅಂಚು ಹಣ್ಣು ಕತ್ತಿಯ ಅಂಚು ಬಲೆಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀ ಅರಿವೆ ಈ ಸಂಚು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದು ಕರೋಕೆ ಹಾಕು. ಹೇ ಲಿಪಿ, ಹೇಗನ್ನಿಸ್ತು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸು?
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಧೀರಜ್, ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಬಿಸಿಲೇ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಬರಲಿ, ವೀಣಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ಗೆ ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ.
ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಾಂಗ್ ಕೇಳೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಲಿಪಿ. ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ನಾಗರತ್ನಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನಾಟಮಿ.
ಹಲೋ. ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಕಂಚಿನ ಕಂಠದ ಮುಂದೆ ನಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಲ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ತುಂಬ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಐ ಡು. ಹಾಂ, ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ಅತಿ ನವ್ಯ ರಸಕಾವ್ಯ ಮಧುರ 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 ಮಧುರ. ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧುಮಯ ಮಂಜುಳ ಮಧುಮಯ ಮಧುರ 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 ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ಚೈತ್ರ ತಂದ ಚಿಗುರಂತೆ ಚೆಲುವಂತೆ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯಲಹರಿಯಂತೆ ನಿರ್ಮಲ ಕೋಮಲ ನಿರ್ಮಲ ಕೋಮಲ ಮಧುರ 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 ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ಅತಿನವ್ಯ ರಸಕಾವ್ಯ ಮಧುರ 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 ಮಧುರ. Thank you.
Thank you, Nagratna, for the beautiful voice. Now I request Dr. Manasa. So we are giving appreciation award for Manasa for doing her work as a treasurer for the year 2023 and 24 for WDW IMA Davangere.
Thank you. I request the now working committee, Dr. Seema ma'am and Shweta Ram also to join us for the photo.
ಲಿಪಿ, ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಬರೀ ಸಾಂಗು ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಮತ್ತಾದರೂ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಓ ಹೌದಾ, ನಿಂಗಂತಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ ಧೀರಜ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೈಲಲ್ಲೇ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡು.
ಈ ರ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ವಾಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋಕೆ ಸಾಲ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಹಾಳೆ, ಈ ರ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ವಾಕ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆಯೋಕೆ ಸಾಲ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಹಾಳೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗೂ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ.
ವಾಲಂಟ್ರಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಪೂಜಿತಾಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕಾಂತಾರ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಹೊಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೇಳೋ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೂಜಿತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದು, ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಲೆಂತಿ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕಾಡು ಕತ್ತಲಾಗಿ ನಾಡು ಬಳಕಾಗಂತ ಒತ್ತುಗುತ್ತಿನಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯಸ್ಥಾನದಂತೂ ಕೇಳುವಂಥ ವಾಡಿಕೆ, ಕೇಳುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿನಾರೆ. ಪಂಜುರ್ಲಿ ಓ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಉಂಟು. ಈ ಜಾಗ, ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದು ಊರಿನವ್ರದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಹಿಂದಿರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಭಾಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿನಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ಹಿಂದಿರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಊರಿನವ್ರ ಜಾಗವನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಿಂದಿರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹಿಂದಿರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾಗುತ್ತಿನಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದರ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಕೋರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿ, ಅದರ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮೆಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಜಾಗ ಊರ್ನವ್ರದ್ದು, ಅದರ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಇವತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಮುಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಏನೋ ಊರ್ನವ್ರದ, ಇದು ದೈವ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ದೈವ ನರ್ತಕ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ದೈವವಾ ನರ್ತಕನ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಆಗಲಿ. ನರ್ತಕನ ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಂಥವನಾಗಲಿ. ದೈವವಾದರೆ ಓ ಲವ್ ಯು ಗೈಸ್.
Super, sir. Thank you so much. Now we call upon Pragna and Pujita, and please, other lady doctors, please follow Pragna and Pujita on stage, please.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದೆ.
Thank you, Queens, for such an awesome